The boy who wasn't there. What if the world treated you like a stranger, but everyone around you insisted they already knew you? Not once, not twice, but everywhere you go. Same face, same name, same life, but somehow not yours. And what if the moment you discovered the truth, you realized it wasn't a coincidence at all? It was planned. Stay with me, because this story starts like a miracle and slowly turns into something far more disturbing. It was September 1980, Sullivan County Community College, New York. A new semester had just begun. Fresh faces everywhere. The kind of place where nobody knows your past, so you get to decide who you are. That's exactly what 19-year-old Robert Shafran thought he was doing. A fresh start. New people. New identity. New life. But within hours of stepping on campus, something felt off.
People kept staring at him, a little too long, smiling like they recognized him, calling out to him like he had already been there before. And then came the name. Not Robert. Eddy. At first, he laughed it off. A simple mistake. Maybe another student who looked similar. But the pattern didn't stop. It kept happening. Again and again. From complete strangers who had no reason to confuse him with anyone else. Until one moment changed everything. A student named Michael Domitz stopped walking. He stared at Robert, really stared, and then asked a question that didn't make sense at first. "Are you adopted?" Robert said yes, and everything shifted. Michael didn't hesitate. He grabbed Robert and said he had to make a call immediately. A name kept coming up. Again and again. Eddy Galland. Robert had never heard it before. But within hours, he was on a phone call, listening to a voice that made his stomach drop. Because the rhythm, the tone, the way the other person spoke felt disturbingly familiar. Like listening to himself from another body. They arranged to meet. And when they finally stood face to face, the world didn't just feel strange. It felt wrong. Same face, same smile, same expressions, same movements. It wasn't similar. It was identical. Like looking into a mirror that decided to walk away and live its own life. Eddy Galland had grown up somewhere else. Different parents, different home, different childhood, but the same beginning. They had been separated at birth, and neither of them knew why. The story exploded almost instantly. In 1980, news didn't spread through the internet, but this didn't need it. It was too unbelievable to ignore. Two identical young men, reunited by pure chance, at a college in New York. People called it fate, a miracle, a once-in-a-lifetime coincidence. News stations rushed in. Newspapers followed. Cameras everywhere. Robert and Eddy became overnight sensations. Same habits, same mannerisms, same favorite foods, same jokes, sometimes finishing each other's sentences, like they shared a single mind. The world couldn't get enough. But then, the story changed again. Because someone else saw the news and froze. His name was David Kelman, living in Queens, 19 years old, adopted. And when he saw their faces on television, he didn't feel amazement. He felt recognition. Because those weren't just similar faces. They were his face. Same eyes. Same hair. Same expressions. So he called the number on the broadcast. And within a day, the story broke open again. They weren't twins. They were triplets. Now 3 identical young men were together. Robert, Eddy, David. Strangers their entire lives. Suddenly inseparable. They moved in together, appeared on TV shows, became national news. America treated them like a miracle story.
3 copies of the same person, living completely different lives until fate brought them together. They even opened a restaurant in New York City called Triplets. For a while, everything felt surreal, almost joyful, like the world was showing them something beautiful. But Robert couldn't ignore one thought, a question that kept getting louder every day. If they were separated at birth, why? Because something about this didn't fit. Adoption agencies didn't normally separate siblings, especially not twins, let alone 3 children. It wasn't just unusual, it went against everything considered normal or ethical at the time. So Robert started asking questions, and that's when the answers stopped making sense. All 3 adoptions were handled by the same agency, Louise Wise Services. At first, their responses were vague, careful, too careful. They confirmed the adoptions. Yes. They confirmed the separations. Yes. But the reason? Silence. Until one day, a detail slipped out, almost casually. They had been part of a study. A study? Robert didn't understand what that meant. What kind of study separates children? Who approved it? Who was watching it? And why would no one tell them the truth now? He would later learn something even more disturbing. That somewhere, locked away in sealed files, there were answers written about his entire life. Answers he might never be allowed to see. And at that moment, for the first time since the reunion, the miracle started to feel like something else entirely. Something controlled, something intentional, something planned. And the biggest question wasn't answered yet. It was just beginning.